Hi guys, welcome to another exciting tutorial on JavaScript. So today I'll be introducing to two built-in methods in JavaScript, array.map and array.filter. So before I go into a faster demonstration of what these two methods does, I would like to briefly walk you into a fast description of what each of them represents and how to use them. So, according to official documentation, the map method creates a new array with the result of calling a provided function on every element in the calling array. So what it does is, okay, we have an array, then we pass in a function that executes on each of the elements in the array, then return a new copy of the array for us. So what does array.filter means? The filter method creates a new array with all elements that pass the test implemented by the provided function. So what this does is, okay, we have a callback function passed to our filter method, and the filter method takes in a test which returns a boolean. So this function only returns a new copy of the array that passes the test we passed to it. But we don't want to go into that for now, so let me walk you through a faster optimization of what I'm actually trying to explain in this video. The .map and .filter are two built-in methods in JavaScript I found so hard to understand during my learning process. But today, I will try as much as possible to make sure I break them into a more understandable concept for you guys. So let's go. So here we have a function called increase numbers that is taking in an array of numbers, and here we are calling our function. So we are calling our function here, but we are passing an empty argument. So what we want to do is we're going to pass in numbers to our function, and want to make sure that each of the numbers in the array is being incremented by 5. So if we pass in 1, 2, 3 into our function, we want to make sure that each of the numbers in the array is incremented by 5, that is 5 is being added to each of them. So without going into much details, so let me quickly declare a function here. So we are going to have a return statement. So we need to call .filter on our array, which is the argument we are passing to our function. So we call array.map, and our .map takes in a callback function. So our callback function by default takes 3 arguments. The first are the elements in the array element, the second are the index of each of the elements in the array, and the third is the array itself. But for this tutorial, we won't be needing these 2 extra arguments. We'll be needing only the first argument, which are the elements in the array. So we'll be using a 6 function for this tutorial, and here we want to make sure that each of the elements passed into our function is being incremented by 5. That is, 5 is being added to each of these numbers that we have here. But we can't just do that in a simpler way. That is why we are going to be using array.map for this, to make our code look more efficient. So what we need to do is, we have declared our function here, array.map, taking a callback function. Callback function ends here. So we want to make sure that we return each of these elements incremented by 5. So basically what we just do is we have to add our return statement, then call our element, which are the elements of element present in the array we are passing to our function. So we just add 5 to it. So what it does is, this element plus 5 is being called on each of these numbers we have here. That is, 5 is being added to every of these numbers that we have here. The first one comes, it gets to 1, 5 is added to 1, it creates a new version of that, push inside the array, goes to the next one, take 2, add 5 to 2, till it gets to the end of our array. So if we are to return our function here, we have to call our function, then return it, we can see that 5 is being added to each of them. So this does exactly what we want. So rather than using a traditional way of using a for loop, which will make our code become more slow and can even become extra buggy. And we don't actually want that. We want something that is very efficient, that we can really go into. But if this is somehow complex for you guys, I can bring it to a more optimized solution, which means we're having an anonymous function here that has no name. So the anonymous function just takes in the name of what we want to give to it, and here in this case we are passing in our element. Then we are returning what exactly to return for us, which are the elements and plus 5. That is, add 5 to each of that particular element we have in our function. And what we just need to call is just need to pass in a name, let's say increment. And once we have this, we just pass increment here. So this does exactly like what we just did before, but in this case we are using two functions, a function inside a function. Then we are passing the name of our function here. So what this does, it does taking exactly what we have, it taking this element, then apply each on each of the elements we have in our array. If we run this, we still get exactly the same result, and there's no difference. But I still prefer the other solution, which is just basically what we have like this. You can still get this done, and this is more faster and just get you and get everything set in a very little time without having to write an extra other function. So this does what we want. And next to I'll be working with is array.prototype.filter. And according to the docs, the filter method creates a new array with all elements that pass the test implemented by a provided function. Let's assume we have an array of number and we want to return only numbers that are greater than 100. How do we do that? So let's empty this. Let's create a new function greater than 100. And it is taking an array of number. So we now call our return statement here. Then we call our argument, which is our array. Then we call dot filter on it. Then we pass in our callback function also, taking in only the numbers we need, which represent the elements in the array. So here now we want to make sure that we only return numbers that are greater than 100. Let's assume we have 100, we have 20, we have 30, we have 400, we have 500, and here we have 120. We want to return only numbers that are greater than 100 in this array. So we just do is we are going to add our return statement, then return element. This element represents each of the numbers in this array. Return element. Then how do we do that? We add our greater than statement, greater than 100. So this element greater than 100 will return a boolean, which means it will only execute for an element that returns true, that the statement is being true for. So what this means is gets to 100 here, if you check, is 100 here greater than 100, this is false, so that means 100 will not be added. It goes to the next one, gets to 20, is 20 greater than 100, this is false. It goes to 30, but it gets to 400, is 400 greater than 100, 400 is greater than 100, this is true. This means statement is true, then 400 will be added to the new copy of the array. If it gets to 500, is 500 greater than 100, this is true. The 500 is added. It gets to 120, also does the same thing till it gets to the end of the array. So if you have to return this, oh, I'm sorry, we have an error there, increase numbers is not defined. That means we're not calling the name of our function, we should be calling greater than 100 here. So if you have to run this, you get 400, 500, and 120. So which means it only returns numbers that are greater than 100. So another example is, let's say we have names of people. I want to return the name of people that have only 5-letter words. So for us to do that, let's write a new function. Let's say 5 words. Let's call our function 5 words, and it's taking an array also. Let's say 5 words here, and we add our return statement. Let's call our function to return array.filter. Our filter takes a callback function, and our function takes an element. Then we have our ESSR function. Then we want to return element. Now, since this dot length method in JavaScript that checks the length of a string, so we call, since each of these coming to our function is a string, So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we return only names of people that have up to 5-letter words. So if we call element.length, so this will give us the length of each of the elements in the array. Element.length equal to 5, which means only get the name length of people's name that are up to 5-letter words. If you have our return statement here, so this will only return true or false. So the moment it gets to the first argument, which is John, checks John is John.length. John.length is 4. 4 is not equals to 5, so this doesn't get executed. It goes to the next one, 4. Paul is 4-letter words, doesn't get executed. Come to Kingsley, this doesn't get executed. Then it comes to James. It counts how many letters in James. James.length need to give us 5. Since 5 is equals to 5, then this is executed. James will be added. Then definitely our function should return only James false. So this is exactly what we have here. Thank you so much for listening attentively to this tutorial. That is the end of my tutorial for today. If you have any comments or questions, kindly add them in the comment section below. Thank you.